top seeds here. Bernie Gunther, Matt Trebuchet, and Jade Smith with you. We are so glad you are aboard for this big contest today from Osceola County Stadium. Second game of the USSSA National Championship Series. And our entire crew, so glad you're with us. Bernie Gunther, Matt Trebuchet, Jade Smith. 2 number 1 seeds, Matt, battling it out.
2 number 1 seeds, but of different stature. The Southeast team came a perfect 3-0 in pool play, and then came through the American side of the bracket, and they sit here in this championship game a perfect 6-0. The Northwest region team went 1-2 in pool play, but every team in their pool went 1-2. And then they cruise through pool play to get to the championship game 4-2, but still is the number 1 seed.
And here is their lineup. Aiden Billingsley is going to lead things off. He's in center field. He's followed by Dylan Gonzalez. Reuben Rivera bats third. He's the pitcher. Rootmeyer is in the cleanup spot, followed by Bernie, Adams, Brown, Bird, Takari, and Quimby rounds out the lineup today against the Southeast American defense. This is how it looks. Wagner is out at left, Yeager in center, Jordan in right field. It's Miraquin at third, Lissy at shortstop, Carroll at second base, Jones at first. And the batter today, Jesus Alicorn and Matthew Padilla, trying to settle down this really explosive Northwest offense.
They are, Bernie. They have plated some runs this week. Like I said, it's a strange situation, but where every team in the pool goes 1-2. Now, of course, the All-American games use a cross-pool format to where they actually play teams in another pool, but then bracket up with their pool, and that is done to ensure that no matter what happens, 2 teams can't meet each other for a second time until the championship game. So it's a unique format, and it's unique to have a team with 2 losses as a number 1 seed, but it happens. So they'll come into this contest with a 4-2 record, but they do have an explosive offense. They're able to plate a lot of runs.
Be interesting to see how this one unfolds. We have had really great baseball. Our first 3 championships, we had to conclude the 11U championship game early, so this one started a little later than we suspected, Matt.
Yeah, we got pummeled with rain last night. One of those Central Florida monsoons, and we had to suspend the 11-under championship game in the top of the 6th inning, bring it back this morning. The Far West 11-year-old squad was up 7-3 when we suspended, and that ended up being our final score. So I'll be willing to bet those 3 or 4 Far West families that altered their travel plans today so they could hang around for the completion of the championship game, come back and finish the game. I have a feeling that they're mighty happy.
Right? Absolutely.
I think the $75 to $100 change fee or whatever the airline's going to charge them is well worth it.
All right, Aiden Billingsley is going to lead things off. 12U All-Star. The fence is set at 250 across the board here. And Alicorn's first pitch of this championship game, outside corner, it's called a strike.
These 12-year-olds, Bernie, they pitch from a 50-foot distance. The base paths are 70, so at some point during the broadcast, our viewers will see that second base is sitting out there in the infield grass here on this Major League spring training field, home of the spring training Houston Astros. So smaller dimensions, but they're still playing on the full-size diamond with all that extra foul territory, and we'll get into that a little bit later. That will come up in this game at some time. I'm guaranteed it will.
This Northwest team, they won 11-9 over the Southeast Region national team, so they got to go through the national team and the American team to make it to this championship game.
Hey, to be the best, you got to beat the best. Yeah, the Southeast Region American squad, they took down the Northeast American 11-7 in the first round of bracket play. Then they took out the Atlantic American 7-3 in the second round, and then took out the Far West American 6-4 in the semifinal contest.
Three-two pitch to the first batter of this contest. Swing and a miss. And Jesus Alicorn gets his strikeout of Billingsley to start off the contest 1 away.
That's a little bit more similar to the way our first 2 championship games started yesterday. We had 2 real pitchers duels in the 9 and the 10-year-old championships, and then the 11-year-old championship was more of a defensive gem by that Far West team. Just incredible defensive plays made by their middle infielders, their first baseman, a couple outfielders with diving catches. It was a true defensive gem by the 11U Far West. But this one looks like it might be built up to be yet another pitcher's duel.
Here's Dylan Gonzalez leading things off. .70 miles an hour Alicorn throwing here in this championship game. One in the dirt, 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now, Bernie, we're probably going to see quite a few pitching changes today.
Tap but foul off the foot. Yeah, your USSSA pitch count rules in effect this entire tournament in conglomeration with Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and obviously you get down to the 7th game of the tournament, and you're going to have a lot of pitchers that got just a little bit left. So we're liable to see quite a few different hurlers in this contest. And I noticed that we've already got somebody warming up in the Southeast bullpen, and our starting pitcher struck out the first batter.
Well, and you think about these teams, these all-star teams, if you will, this is the best of the best from the region. So it comes without a doubt that there's a lot of players that can pitch. Is that throw? It was a nice stick there by Thomas Lissi at shortstop. The throw is a little bit low, and Brian Jones Jr. can't dig it out.
Yeah, he went deep in the hole there. Great footwork. Great footwork. You'll see the shortstop and plants and fires it across there. Throws just a tad low, and Jones had just a little trouble digging it. Couldn't quite get a handle on it.
They're going to officially score that an error, E6, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Reuben Rivera. Anthony's takes a called strike. Remember the Northwest National team. And they caught Gonzalez leaning the other way for a moment. Here's another look at the pickoff.
See, when the pitcher disengages and steps off the back of the rubber like that, Bernie, he's now a fielder. He doesn't have to throw the ball to first base. He can do anything he wants once he steps off the back of that rubber. He faked. That is totally legal. The runner didn't bite, dove back in, got back in safely.
Reuben Rivera, member of the DBA Crushers 13U team, as well as the All-Out 12U Platinum team, playing 12U Major Ball. So he got a chance to play up at 13 on the bigger diamond, and of course with his age group at 12 years old. Pitch, foul down the line. Northwest would love to get on the board first here in this championship game. 4-2 in the tournament. They're averaging 7 runs a game. Runner going again. Here's a throw way offline. Matthew Padilla will like to do better than that the rest of the game. A stolen base for Gonzalez.
I'm sure he'd like to have that throw back for another try. It may have slipped. You know, we do have some dew on the ground still here in sunny Central Florida. And so that could have come into play.
1-2 pitch. So a swing and a miss, second strikeout for Jesus Alicorn. And there's 2 outs here in the first. Foul down the line. It's 0-2. Trying to get his third strikeout. Dylan Gonzalez got aboard, reaching on an air.
Some interesting statistics on these two clubs, Bernie. The Northwest National team scored 42 runs, allowed 27. That's an average of 7 runs scored a game. They averaged allowed 4.5 runs a game. And why that's so interesting is because the Southeast team scored 45 runs and allowed 26. So they averaged 7.5 runs a game scored, and they average allowing 4.3. So both these clubs really closely matched.
Pitch in the dirt. Well, the runner on third, 1-2, ripped as a base hit out to left field. And that's going to score the game's first run. Brody Rudemeyer comes through with a single.
And that's what the Northwest National team has done all week long. Clutch hitting. They get the runners in scoring position. They get them over, get them as close to home plate as they can, and then get that clutch hit to drive in that run, get that ribby in the book, get that important run on the board early.
Nice and easy, Jake.
So Rudemeyer on first after the RBI single. And that brings up Jacob Burney. Pitch is called a strike. 67 miles an hour. Popped up. This is falling in no man's land, and it's going to fall just foul. Jacob Burney, the first baseman. Rudemeyer with the first RBI of the game. He's over at first base. Northwest leading 1-0 over the Southeast. Good lead, and he's on his way to second base, and he's going to do so without a throw as the ball gets by Matthew Padilla.
That right there is a perfect example of where that extra foul territory is going to come in play. These 12-year-old catchers are used to a 15 or 20-foot backstop, but playing on this major league field, that's going to be a minimum of 60 feet now. And over in the corner areas of the backstop, it's closer to 80 to 90 feet. So there's a lot of extra room back there that has to be protected by that catcher.
Runner going again, the throw to third. They got him. That time Matthew Padilla's throw was on the money, and they get Brody Rudemeyer to retire the side. But Brody comes through with the first big hit of the contest. Gonzalez reaches on an air, and they score the first run of the game, and Padilla is there to close things out. Bottom of the first we go here in the championship game.
his butt was on the bag.
All right, we're back for the start of the bottom of the first. Check out the starters for the Southeast. Trailing by a run, Thomas Lissy is going to lead things off. He's at short, followed by Matthew Padilla at catcher. Mark Quinn bats third. Hill in the cleanup spot, followed by Ryan Rivera fifth. Tolbert in the sixth hole. Britt Jordan seventh. Yeager eighth. Alicorn ninth. Carroll in the 10th spot. And it's Thomas Lissy leading things off in this championship game. Lissy, the shortstop. Let's see Matthew Padilla, who had that great throw at catcher, and Muraquin, the first three batters due up.
What our viewing audience is going to notice during this contest is these 12-year-olds play real Major League Baseball style rules. We saw runners being held at first base and pick-off attempts and steals, and the drop third strike comes into play. Real baseball, just like the pros do. There's a few extra rules stuck in for the safety of the young athletes, but other than that, you're going to see National League style Major League Baseball rules played here today. All teams are required to use a continuous batting order. That just is put in place for the simplicity of the coaches for defensive substitution, because with every player already locked into a spot in the batting order, you can move the defense around as needed. You know, when you put an all-star and all-American team like this together, you may have 4 or 5 kids that are traditionally shortstops. Well, you can't have 4 or 5 kids playing shortstop in the same inning.
Well, and these athletes, they were picked from among the best. They had to go try out at 3 different locations in their region. And the best 12 picked to be on the American and National, so 24 slots were available.
Yeah, the country, USSSA divides the country up into 8 regions. Far West, Northwest, Central, Midwest, Northeast, Great Lakes, Atlantic, and Southeast. And each one of those regions had 3 tryouts. The All-American Scout team at each of those tryouts, that scout team headed by lead scout Danny Stone. And they traveled the country, logged the miles, and saw every one of these players try out, go through offensive and defensive skills, velocities. Every player ran the 60. Catchers did pop times. Pitchers threw bullpen sessions. A legitimate tryout to narrow it down to get the top 24 players.
And how special is it for these players getting to play with some individuals that maybe they played against in various Super and ITs around the country, and obviously maybe some players they never even knew existed because of the geographical distances of where they come from. 1-2 pitch is hammered out to left field, and that's an easy play made by Bird for the first out.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the things that makes this event so special, Bernie, is that you do have an opportunity to play with a bunch of players and meet players that you don't know or may have never met before. You got to realize that these kids came into town last Sunday, 6 days ago, went through check-in and registration, met their coach, got their uniforms, and in 36 hours they were on the diamond playing together as a team. So that's some challenges for the coaches, what they have to deal, and that's why they use 3 pool play games before they start the bracket plays. Those 3 pool play games are kind of like shakedown games. Figure out who's going to do what's going to mesh, what's going to be our best defensive alignment, who's going to be our strong suits in particular situations.
Runner going, there's a stolen base for Thomas Lissy as Jacob Muraquin is at the plate. One and 0.
All right, you ready now, Jacob?
I was very fortunate myself, Bernie, is that I got to tag along with that scout team this year and made it to several of the different tryouts and got to see some of these kids try out myself. And, you know, I'm just impressed. It's just amazing the level of skill.
Grounded over to the shortstop, and everybody's safe. Jacob Muraquin, that's what it's all about, hustling down the line.
Putting out the extra effort, doing what you're supposed to do, playing the game the right way. Shortstop goes deep in the hole. Great play, great glove work. It's short. Had to throw off balance. Didn't have time to set himself. If he sets himself, there's not even a chance of getting the runner, so he had to throw off the wrong foot and just get it over there. He made a great attempt. Just wasn't enough. And I'm not sure a perfect throw would have got him anyway.
Alfred Hill with runners on the corners. Lissy is over at third. Muraquin at first base. There's a called strike. Runner going and a stolen base. Muraquin is in scoring position as well. A chance to get Reuben Rivera's first strikeout of the game. Last pitch, 80 miles an hour. Rivera really firing it. Here's the 0-2 again.
Far West region, Bernie, consists of Northern California, Oregon, Washington State, Idaho, Big Sky Country, Montana, Wyoming, and Colorado. The 3 tryouts in that region were in Tacoma, Sunnyvale, California, and Denver, Colorado. So these players on the Northwest squad traveled to one of those 3 tryouts.
Strike 3, they throw to first, and they'll apply the tag, and Hill is down on strikes.
So it takes a lot of dedication from the families, because if you lived in Idaho, for instance, you're almost slap dab in the middle of all 3 tryouts. So no matter what, your family had to travel to one of the tryouts. So a lot of dedication from the families and parents to get their players to the tryouts, and then of course getting them down here to beautiful sunny Central Florida for this championship event.
So Ryan Rivera against Reuben Rivera.
On the southeast side, the southeast region consists of South Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee. And those 3 tryouts were in Houston, Baton Rouge,
There you go.
and Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Come on, Southwest. You got this, Ryan, baby.
2-1.
Take your time.
Be patient, Ryan. Way ahead.
A chance to tie the ball game. This is a big spot here. Rivera against Rivera. Ryan Rivera has a chance to maybe load up the bases. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And a missed up and in. Ball 4, and they are loaded up. Second walk issued by Reuben Rivera.
Come on, Roman.
He's pitching good pitches. There you go. Nice pitch.
Roman Tolbert at the plate. Swing and a miss.
Be patient, Roman.
Strikeout would be huge here for Rivera.
Take the plate.
A big spot here for the Southeast. Bases are loaded. And here's the 0-2 pitch, fouled right back.
Got no hit.
Keep fighting.
Foul back again. It remains 0-2. Swing and a miss. He got him swinging, and Reuben Rivera gets out of a big jam. His second strikeout of the contest. Wow. Bases loaded. And he strikes him out to end the inning. Moving on to the second, Northwest leading 1-0.
Massive storm, 1,000 miles across.
Has declared a state of emergency.
They are evacuating, and that's what people need to do because time has basically run out.
Did you lose connection with him? Where is all of this headed?
This storm is anything other than a superstorm. It's a hurricane and then some. It is already being felt tonight all along the coastline.
Rising up right now.
From a club perspective, you know, we have noticed the spike and have had a lot of questions. We, you know, have surmised that maybe the diagnostic testing has become more sophisticated, but clearly, the concerns, have to be assessed by people in the medical field. In many cases, apparently, the medical teams involved believe that the damage was done in the youth level, and then we're dealing with it now on the professional side.
Welcome back to Osceola County Stadium, and now we're going to join our third member of the broadcast team down in the dugout, Jade Smith.
Thanks, Matt. We're here with Brody Rudemeyer, who had the big hit last inning to score the first run. What was your approach up to bat?
Just to get a base hit to score an RBI.
And how has your week been here playing for the All-American Games?
Great. Really fun.
Any other thoughts?
Nope.
Enjoying your team so far?
Yes.
All right, well, thank you so much. Matt?
Thank you, Jade. A man of few words. But hey, you know what? If you do what you're supposed to do on the diamond, it doesn't really matter how you talk to the press, right? We are back here in our 12 and under championship contest. The Northwest scored early in the first inning and Rivera managed to pitch himself out of a jam in the bottom half. So we go to the top of the second. It's going to bring up Jacob Burney. And he laces a ground ball through the hole on the right side. Jumps on the first pitch, and just like that, the Northwest is back in business in the top of the second inning. Stepping in as the third baseman, Evan Adams. Runner on first. First pitch, a strike. Called strike on that outer third. These pitchers love to work the outside third of the plate. We saw that all day yesterday in our championship games. Pitchers going back and back and back to that outer third of the plate. Popped up on the infield. First baseman calls for it.
It's all right, man. Shake it off.
Wheels it in, and there's the first out of the inning.
Bring him home, Nick.
That'll bring Nick Brown to the plate, the catcher for the Northwest. Takes a ball and then a called strike on the outside corner. Bunt attempt popped up, foul, out of play. Brings the count to 1-2, one out here. Top of the second inning, Northwest got a runner on first. Brown digs back in, he's ready. Ball outside, gets away from the catcher. Runner tries to advance, and he is in there. Burney advances on the pitch that gets away. Pitch in the dirt, gets away. We're going to score that one a wild pitch. Runner advanced on the wild pitch. Ball outside, drives the count to 3-2. Fouled off, out of play. Another foul ball into the stands. Count remains 3-2. Northwest with a runner on second base. One out here in the top of the second frame. Leading already 1-0. Ground ball down the first base line. Gloved cleanly by Brian Jones for the unassisted putout. 3U unassisted. Stepping in is going to be the the left fielder, Drake Bird. Drake with a swing and a miss. Runner did advance to third on that ground ball, so now the Northwest has got that runner on third with 2 outs. Drake Bird steps in, 0-1 count. Pop fly, center field, in, and caught. James Yeager wields that one in for the Southeast and puts an end to the threat. We've played 1.5 here at Osceola County Stadium in this 12 and under championship game, and the Northwest leads 1-0.
Challenger. Uh-oh. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think? We might need to cut this up.
Out of zero, pretty light. I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even out.
That make it right.
Yeah, out of zero, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one, too. Still no comparison.
No way the coaches let me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it.
We can go one more.
Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast, though.
Out of zero.
You can cut something off for that.
We're going to cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Osceola County Stadium, spring training home of the Houston Astros. Matt Trebuchet here with Bernie Gunther, and down on the field, Jade Smith, bringing you this 12 and under All-American Championship game. We've played 1.5 frames so far. The Northwest struck early in the first inning and plated 1, and that's where we stand now. Bottom of the second with the Southeast coming up to bat. And stepping in is Britt Jordan for the Southeast. Takes a strike down the heart. Once again, painting that outer third, painting that black on the outer third. Jordan finds himself in a hole 0-2.
Be patient. You're good. Just another game.
He turns on a fastball, laces it down the left field line. One hop off the wall. Rounds first, pulls into second with a stand-up double. And the Southeast has got their first runner of the inning in scoring position with nobody out. And that'll bring in center fielder James Yeager.
Play it smart, Jay.
As you saw there, Jordan turned on that fastball, got his hips and his hands all the way through it, laced it a one-hopper off that 250-foot fence.
Jay. Relax, you got it.
First pitch to Yeager out of the strike zone, 1 ball, no strikes. Little high, 2-0.
You got it, Jay. Play it smart.
Rivera with a spin move to second, not in time. Like we said earlier in the broadcast, these runners lead off, steal at their own will.
All right, you ready now?
Called strike right down the heart. 2-1 count. Runner on second, nobody out here in the bottom of the second. A beautiful day for baseball here. Game time temperature 83, 84 degrees. And even with the Central Florida humidity this morning, we're only sitting at about 90 with the heat index. So it's a beautiful day for baseball. Thanks for tuning in to watch these great 12-year-old players. Swing and a miss evens up the count on Yeager. Excuse me, fills up the count on Yeager, 3-2.
Protect your plate, relax.
Yeager catches one off the end of the bat over to first base and just tough to handle. Kind of like a screwball or a knuckleball coming off the end of the bat like that. Had a funny hop on it, a funny bounce. And Jacob Burney just could not get a handle on it. Now you know what it's like for these catchers that have to catch a knuckleball pitcher. With that ball bouncing all over the field, or all over the... Jordan advanced to third on that ball put in play. So Jesus Alicorn steps in. If you want to follow this All-American program on social media, Facebook is USSSA All-American. Twitter is at USSSA AAG. That's a U, 3 S's, 3 A's, and a G. Called strike on the outer half. Runner advances on catcher's indifference. No stolen base awarded there. Evens the count 1-1. Runners on second and third. Nobody out. Southeast is threatening here in the bottom of the second. Fouled up the third baseline.
All right, you got 2 on your Jesus. Go, baby. Protect your plate. You got 2 on you, baby.
Reuben Rivera back on the hill. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alicorn. Tries to get that call on the outer third, just a tad bit outside, off the zone. And of course, on social media, you can share your pictures from the All-American games with hashtag USSSA AAG. 1 U, 3 S's, 3 A's, and a G.
Way to watch it.
Ball outside. Going to fill the count 3-2. We saw Reuben Rivera pitch himself into a little bit of a jam in the first inning, but he was able to pitch his way out of it. Very similar this inning. Giving up a base hit and then the ground ball on the infield. Neither one of those necessarily his fault. A good hitter's going to hit a good pitch. There he goes, but he gets the clutch strikeout on a swing and a miss.
Come on, 2-7.
That's the first out of the inning. It's going to bring Reed Carroll, the second baseman for the Southeast squad, to the plate. Reed steps in with runner on second and third. A chance for the Southeast to tie it or possibly take the lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Rivera comes set and the pitch. Ball inside. Down and in. Ball 2, 2-0 count, 1 out.
Be patient. Way to watch it, baby. Way to watch it.
Ball high, 3-0. A lot of social media activity on the All-American pages. Of course, for all up-to-date information, you can always visit the All-American website on the internet.
Way to watch, Reed. Way to go.
It's www.USSSAallamerican.com. All lowercase, all wrapped together, one word. Carroll draws the 4-pitch walk to load the bases with 1 out. That'll bring Ford Wagner, the left fielder, to the plate.
Nice pitch. There you go.
Now, baby, you ready?
Shut him out.
Nice and relaxed.
Gets it over for the strike.
Nice and relaxed.
Ground ball on the infield. Evan Adams has just a little trouble getting the handle on it. He wanted to come home for that force out to get the leading runner. And he possibly took his eye off the ball just for a brief second. And that's going to allow the Southeast region to plate their first run. Knot this contest up at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the second. First baseman Brian Jones steps in, takes a called strike on the outer half. Everybody moved up 70 feet on that, so the bases are still loaded with 1 out.
You don't have to kill it, Brian.
You got this, Brian. Relax it. Be patient.
You don't have to kill it, baby. Put it in play.
Nice pitch.
Swing and a miss. Rivera heading the count 0-2.
Hands back to the pitcher.
Protect your plate. Come on, Brian.
There you go.
Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rivera records the second out. Gets his 4th strikeout of the contest. And that'll take the Southeast back to the top of the order with Thomas Lissy, the shortstop. He'll step in, 2 outs, bases juiced.
Go, guys.
Be patient.
Southeast looking to bust this open. Looking for a big inning.
Way to watch. Way to watch.
Lissy takes the ball, takes the pitch outside.
Way to watch it, Thomas.
Down and away, ball 2.
Be patient, Thomas. All right, you ready?
Called strike on the inner half. 2-1 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the second frame. Southeast is threatening, got the bases loaded. Any base hit's going to give them a 2-run lead. Popped up. Center field, under, and gets the grab. And that will put out the fire here in the bottom of the second inning. But before that's done, the Southeast does plate that tying run. We've played 2 complete here in Kissimmee, Florida in this 12 and under All-American Championship game, and we are knotted up at 1 apiece.
One, two, three, baby! Come on, boys, let's go.
Come on, boys. We need some big hits. Let's go.
Come on!
And we're back. Welcome to Championship Saturday here from Osceola County Stadium, spring training home of the Houston Astros in Kissimmee, Florida. We've got our 12 and under All-American Championship game underway. We've played two complete, and the far west and the southeast, the northwest and the southeast are knotted at one apiece. So far in both frames, we've seen pitchers pitch their way out of trouble and holding each team one run and then a scoreless frame and a scoreless frame and one run. So leading off the top of the third for the Northwest will be Matthias Talaruca, extra hitter. He takes a called strike on the outer third. Chopper on the infield at second base. Quick glove, quick hands. Retired at first. Very nice glove work there by Reed Carroll, the second baseman for the Southeast. Pounced on that chopper, got it off the big hop. Quick glove work, got the runner easily at first base, and that'll bring up Zach Quimby, right fielder for the Northwest. Quimby finds himself in the hole 0-2, hits a chopper out in front of the mound. Pitcher plants his foot. Nice play to first for the second out of the inning. Stepping in is Aiden Billingsley, center fielder. Swing and a miss. Matthew Padilla now pitching for the Southeast. He was our starting catcher. He's now on the mound. He's ahead 0-2 to Billingsley. Called strike three on the outer half. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Southeast squad. We've played 2.5 here in sunny Central Florida in this 12 and under championship game, and we are tied at 1 apiece.
First started swinging Marucci bats when I was in AAA. I needed some bats to swing, and I heard about Marucci at the time, so I gave it a shot. I mean, just the difference in the bats were amazing. You know, it felt so good in my hand, it felt like an instrument almost. My name is Andrew McCutcheon, and I swing Marucci. Check out Big League tested and approved Marucci products now.
This is Adam Jones, center fielder for the Baltimore Orioles. When he's not playing baseball, he's watching baseball. When he's not watching baseball,
watch him run.
He's reading about baseball.
I'm going to nasty.
When he's not reading about baseball, he's listening to baseball.
I don't know how I would pitch that.
And when he's not listening to baseball, he's playing baseball. MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball.
Check in once again with our Jade Smith, who's down in the dugout with this Southwest squad. Jade?
Thanks, Bernie. I'm here with Brett Jordan, who had the spark for the last inning to get the inning going and get the run to tie the game up. Brett, what pitch were you specifically looking for?
I was looking for a fastball in or away, anywhere.
Just being aggressive?
Yeah, 2 strikes, you got to be aggressive.
How honored were you to be selected for the All-American Games?
Felt real good to be selected.
Any other thoughts about that? All right, thank you so much. Bernie?
Yeah, it's certainly a big deal to get selected. Again, it expanded this year from 1 team to 2 per region, and obviously that really has played a pivotal role in giving more players an opportunity. But I think USSSA saw that there probably is more than 12 per region that is deserving to come down here, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. I know that in the war room where the big decisions are made by the scout teams and by program administrator Jackie Algar, when they sat down to select these players, they realized this year by doubling the size of the program, it made that job a lot easier because now there were 24 spots instead of just 12. But, yeah, no doubt about it, there's more than 12 outstanding players in every region of the country. So this just expanded on that, give more kids an opportunity to enjoy a week like this of baseball, which is, just not normal for them. An opportunity to play under a coach they've only known for a week, play with players, their teammates, that they've known since Sunday.
Base hit there. Leading off the inning, Matthew Padilla, the catcher. And that'll bring up Jacob Marquez as you take another look.
Good job, 1-9. Keep it going, Jake.
Let it go, Matt.
Off the step.
Another meeting at the mound here. Again, all hands on deck. The good thing about it being an all-star game, if you will, is the fact that these teams have a number of pitchers that can come in.
Yeah, every team's probably got 6 or 7 guys on, of their 12-man roster that are well-accomplished pitchers. So there's a lot of innings and a lot of pitches to go around.
Way to watch it, Jacob.
This is Jacob Marquez. One for one, singled and stole a base. Runner going. Last pitch 60 miles an hour. And there's the stolen base.
Gotta hang on to that base, boys. Up there.
Matt, speed first. You're there. He's trying to come around the tag. Like that. Work low, seldom.
One and one. Right back to the pitcher. And a nice throw over to first base.
Way to move him around. Way to move him around, Jacob.
It's a good play to get rid of the third baseman there. Matthew Padilla does move over to third.
This is a situation where Reuben Rivera has struggled a little bit this morning, Bernie. He gets that first out of the inning and then has trouble finding the strike zone. And that has bit him a couple times. He's managed to pitch around it where he hasn't given up a big inning, but that did allow the Southeast to tie the game up in the bottom half of the second. And I'm not quite sure what causes it to happen. but he kind of like loses his command for 1 or 2 batters, and then kind of changes, and he gets it back and manages to get himself out of it. Check swing confirmed by the first base umpire. He did not complete the swing.
That's it.
2-2. Wow, what a snag, and they're going to get a double play. Oh, my goodness. That is what this All-American Games is all about. The Northwest team making plays there. Shortstop Brody Reubenmeyer, who made the first run come in on an RBI. This is how things come to the conclusion in the inning. Snags it, grabs it, tosses over to third, and the side is retired.
That's it, boys. Well done.
First challenger. Seems kind of heavy, don't you think? We might need to cut this up.
Out of 0 pretty light, I don't know. Maybe the other side?
That should even out and make it right. Yeah, out of 0, 1-0.
Next competitor.
Time to get the cutting on this one, too. Still no comparison.
No way the coaches let me on the field with this.
Might be in the dugout with it.
We can go one more.
Ooh. Get a couple curls in.
You about to get big out here.
Big but fast, though. Out of 0. You can cut something off for that.
We're going to cut the tongue and everything. No comparison.
Still rock bottom.
That just happened.
Lighter the cleat, faster the game. It's no competition. I'm out of here. Enough said.
Bernie Gunther, Matt Trevichon, Jade Smith with you. Great having you with us.
Boy, what a great day for baseball, Bernie.
It is.
Beautiful weather. Humidity's not too high yet. High sky, got a few fluffy white cotton candy clouds. It's absolutely beautiful out here. There's no place I would rather be today than Osceola County Stadium. And I'd say those parents seeking shelter from the sun probably feel the same way. They're watching their little boys play in the 12 and under USSSA All-American Championship game. What a great day to be a 12-year-old baseball player.
All right, Northwest coming to the plate after they made that brilliant defensive play. Dylan Gonzalez is going to lead things off. How about that play, by the way, by Brody, the shortstop, to end the inning?
You know, it reminds me yesterday, you remember, Bernie, I believe it was in the 10-year-old championship game. The third baseman for the Atlantic squad, remember he backhanded fielded that ball, took 2 or 3 steps, stepped on third base, and then threw the bullet across the infield to get the batter at first by a quarter, maybe an eighth of a step. It was a great double play. That one right there just as nice. Just totally amazing at the level that these boys can play at.
74 miles an hour. Last pitch. It's been a brilliant last couple of weeks. Baseball has taken over Central Florida. It's amazing to think about all the teams that have come down to the Orlando area.
Yeah, we've, let's see, about close to 500 teams have come through in the last 3 weeks. playing USSSA baseball. Of course, we had the granddaddy of them all, Bernie.
Yep.
Started on July 23rd, the Elite World Series. Then we rolled the very next week right into the National Amateur Baseball Championship. And then this week, the USSSA All-American Games.
Got him swinging on a 3-2 pitch, and Gonzalez is down on strikes.
It just seems like everywhere you go in this part of the state right now, any restaurant you go to, you're going to see a ball player in uniform.
Yeah, it's amazing how many players come down, and what a great summer it is for these athletes to come down, get a chance to enjoy all that Central Florida has to offer, the theme parks, obviously, you know, Walt Disney World around the corners. They get a little bit older. I'm sure they enjoy going to Universal.
Yeah, yeah. And then you've got the water parks, which are always nice.
Yep.
Can't beat a water park.
Nice smash.
Base hit. That ball is smashed by Reuben Rivera out to left field.
Pitcher trying to help his own cause there, getting on base. Turns to his dugout and says, all right, guys, here I am. And they're going to bring in a courtesy runner. Courtesy runners are allowed for the pitcher and catcher.
All right, boys, come on, defense, get ready.
That's to help speed up the game a little bit. And to get more players, obviously, involved in what's going on. That courtesy runner is going to be Dylan Gonzalez. He'll assume the at first base for Reuben Rivera.
Expect the ball, defense, get ready.
Tap foul.
You know, Bernie, these young 12-year-olds, they have a love for this game. You know, playing at this level, the dedication that it takes, the amount of time that they spend, you know, in the batting cage or, you know, on the field, taking defensive reps, just repetition after repetition after repetition. It takes a real dedication and a real love, and that's instilled in. It has to be instilled in these players by their parents.
Rivera with a stolen base. You think about how much love the parents have for this game and their dedication over the course of the year to fly down, not just to this tournament, but obviously they're traveling all year long.
Come on, defense.
And a balk called there.
Wow.
Yeah, the pitcher, he was engaged. He was on the rubber. He dropped the ball. And when he dropped it, it did not cross the foul line, thus making it a balk.
Brody Rudemeyer singled his first time up. Swings and misses there. It's 1-2.
Get ready. Gotta block it up.
But yeah, the love that and the dedication to this game, you know, it's instilled by their parents. Just like, you know, my father instilled a love for this game for me too.
And a run is going to come in to score. Reuben Rivera comes in.
That's it. Come on, Jake. Get it done, buddy. Get it done.
You know, I remember growing up as a child, and of course, you know, we didn't have fall baseball back in those days. You know, you played a different sport in the fall, but I remember I couldn't wait for basketball season to get over in early February because I knew in March we'd start playing baseball again. And March all the way through August, everything my family did revolved around my baseball. And, you know, it was just special times, special memories. Of course, we didn't have All-American games and stuff like that, you know, but we had a lot of tournaments we played in and postseason. And, you know, my father instilled a love of this game into me that, you know, that I take to work with me each and every day. So thanks for that, Dad. I greatly appreciate that.
Ball gets away, but not far enough away.
Come on, boys, defense.
Runner going again. Another throw down. This is what they've been doing. They've been aggressive on the base paths. They're able to score their second run, and why not continue to run?
Well, you keep running until the catcher proves that he'll throw you out, and then you stop running. I mean, that's fundamentals. Fundamental baseball right there is if they're going to give it to you, take it. Ooh, back up the middle.
Wow, nice play there by the shortstop, and a great pick over at first as well. Brian Jones Jr. takes it. Thomas Lissy showing some range there.
Take another look at that. Just off the pitcher's glove, the shortstop comes over. Great footwork. Good throw, nice dig at first base. Of course, you got to score that one, Byrne, 1-6-3.
Grounded by the second baseman. Over to first. Handing over, they take care of Evan Adams. Brilliant plays to retire the side defensively. Moving on, one more tacked down by the Northwest. They lead it 2-1. USSSA is the stage where the nation's top sports stars shine for the country to see. On the diamond, the top baseball players are looking to be chosen by the Select 30 and compete as a team at the National Amateur Baseball Championships. In Fast Pitch, USA Elite Select to the World Fast Pitch Championships brings together premier players and teams from across the country to play for the title and continue their dream of one day playing professional softball. While Nationwide Conference USSSA hosts the stars of slow pitch softball. Take your game to the next level. Play the best. Play USSSA. We are back here at Osceola County Stadium. Everybody up in the top of the stands trying to get some shade and enjoying a great day of baseball here. We're going to get there. Matt Trebuchet and Jade Smith carrying the 12U championship game here.
All right, start us out, baby. We need some smoke. Come on, Ryan.
Great day for a little bit of baseball here. The Southeast. They're going to bring Reuben Rivera, their extra hitter.
I'm going to call it a lot of bit of baseball, Bernie. We already had to wrap up our 11 and under championship. Of course, we only had to play 5 outs that we had left in the 6th inning for that game. But then we're into our 12 and under, and we still got 2 more games to go. So I'm going to call it a lot of bit of baseball here on Championship Saturday.
Way to watch it, Ryan.
How about our stars here in this championship game?
Play it smart. Be patient.
3 balls and no strikes. Pitch inside corner. 3-1.
You know, our crack research team that, you know, hands us these pages with all these stats and information about these players and everything on them. They were just telling me that there's a lot of social media traffic, people wanting to know information about next year's event. You know, we're not even done with the 2016 version. They want to know, where can we go try out for 2017?
That's a good thing, though, right?
That's a good problem to have, yep.
Line drive, base hit by Rivera out into left field.
Get on that ball, boys.
So a leadoff base hit. That's a good start for the Southeast team that trails by a run. Roman Tolbert struck out in his first plate appearance.
There you go, baby. Watch that off speed.
Checking the runner back.
So anybody, Bernie, can go to www.USSSAallamerican.com. That's the official website of the All-American Games. And now, of course, right now, the 2016 tryout information is still listed there. But I know that Jackie and her staff are working on the 2017 information. And I'd say give her a couple weeks, and that new information will probably be posted online. A lot of behind-the-scenes work goes into putting a program like this together. There's a lot of pieces, a lot of moving parts, a lot of people, a lot of travel. You know, we've touched on the travel. Our poor scouts, that scout team of ours, good Lord, do they log some miles, Bernie? Coast to coast, north to south.
Sometimes they zigzag to get there.
Sometimes they do zigzag to get there.
Back-to-back hits. Roman Tolber with his first hit of the contest. And there are 2 aboard here with nobody out in the fourth inning, with a Southeast team chance to tie it up, Matt.
Yeah, tie it up, maybe take the lead. What they've been missing so far in this contest, they've had a lot of runners in scoring position. They've had the opportunities. They just haven't been able to deal that clutch hit.
The third, they get the lead runner. That's a heads-up play there.
Rivera bounced off the mound, fielded his own position, a la Greg Maddux and all his pitching Golden Gloves he won as a pitcher. Rivera bounced off the mound, knew exactly what he wanted to do, no hesitation, straight to third base, got the lead runner, and now he's got that first out of the inning.
Pitch missed down and inside for a ball.
Play it smart, baby. Be patient.
This is James Yeager. Reached out an area in his first plate appearance. And he strokes this one well into center field, but it's right at the center fielder, and the out is made. Yeager retired. That's a big out. Jesus Alicorn is the batter. Takes a called strike on the outside corner.
You know, Bernie, I mentioned in the last half inning I was talking about the love instilled in this game by my father. Of course, I didn't mean to slight any of the mothers out there either.
Absolutely, they work hard.
They do. They work real hard. You know, usually it's actually the moms that are in charge of getting them to the practice and getting them to their private lessons or whatever it is they do. And sometimes the moms are the unsung heroes of the family. Of course, my mom was no different than the rest. She was always highly involved in whatever it is I was doing. So hats off to you too, Mom. I love you. I guess I should be holding up a sign that says, Mom, I love you. Dad, send money.
Swing and a miss. Down on strikes. And how about that finish? Jesus Alicorn is retired, and they get out of another jam, and the Northwest is going to carry the lead into the 5th inning. 2-1 our score.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here.
We're going to wind up in a situation where there's many people that might have been potential major league caliber personnel that get removed altogether because they blew a shoulder out because of damage that they did trying to max out and impress somebody in a in a small environment before they were fully developed.
All right, we're back here for a little bit of baseball action. Let's check in once again with Jade Smith, who's with Alejandro Martinez, the head coach of the Southeast. Jade?
Thanks, Bernie. Coach, there's a lot of time left in this ball game. What does your team need to do to take the lead?
Well, we just need to focus a little bit more and try to make contact with the ball. There's young kids. They wanna make the big hit. But this game, sometimes you need to do the little thing first, to make the game. But the kids, it's been phenomenal. The whole week, it's been phenomenal. We've been playing outstanding baseball. The kids got a lot of chemistry. I really enjoyed it being the manager of those kids. It's a lot of kids here with a lot of talents.
For yourself, what has been the most rewarding part about coaching this team?
Oh no, be with the kids. Be with the kids. And teach the kid the little thing I know for be better players.
All right, thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Bernie?
Thank you, Jade. It is all about the kids and the moment. That's why you put so many hours into it, right?
Bernie, I'm going to tell you, I consider myself to be the luckiest man in the world.
Yep.
Because I get to wake up every day and I get to go do youth baseball. I mean, how much better can it be than that, right?
Oh, it's brilliant.
I just absolutely love it. Yeah, the hours get a little long in the summer. This year I started on July 9th with our USSSA Fast Pitch World Series, and I haven't stopped. I've worked every day since July 9th, haven't had a day off, but that's okay. We're coming near the end. This is it today. We're going to wrap up our National Championship Series today, and I'm going to take a few days off and then reload and get looking forward to 2017.
Back to the pitcher and over to first. Out number one as they get Nick Brown. The defense has been there.
Of course, Bernie, if I didn't love it, I guess I wouldn't do it, would I?
Yeah, absolutely. For the love of the game, right?
That is my tagline. And that was actually my tagline long before that movie ever came out, which actually the name of the movie is For Love of the Game. My tagline on all my emails is For the Love of the Game, and I've been using that for about a good 13, 14 years now. That's just kind of the way I look at this great game. I think it's the greatest game, the greatest team sport in the world, and a couple reasons why that is, but one of the main reasons is that baseball is the only team sport where it's not man versus man. Now let me explain what I'm saying there. Is in football, you're always trying to tackle the man with the ball. In basketball, you're trying to steal the ball from the man who has it. But in baseball, a pitcher throws a ball, and once it leaves his hand, nobody can control what happens.
Right.
All right. A batter hits the ball. Once it touches the ground, nobody has any control over what it does. So, see, in baseball, it's always man versus ball, the uncontrollable object, versus man. And that's just what makes the game unique. And then, of course, there's a couple other interesting quirks about the game of baseball. Most people don't realize this, but the baseball field goes on forever. There is no end to the baseball field.
Right. Base hit right back up the middle. Came off the bat 76 miles an hour after it came in 72 miles an hour. And Drake Bird with a base hit.
You can hit, in this case, these kids could hit a 250-foot home run. They could hit a 350-foot home run, a 450-foot home run, a 5.5-mile home run.
Yep.
The field goes on forever.
And Bird able to take second.
And it takes a special skill set to play baseball. You can take just a raw athlete, and this is just an opinion, of course, but
right.
You can take a raw athlete, stick him on a basketball court, And you know what? He can mingle around. He can intervene. He can inflow. He can be part of the game.
Right.
You can take that same raw athlete, put a football uniform on him, and he can probably chase somebody down and tackle him. But you can't just take a raw athlete, throw him out on a baseball field. You just, hitting a baseball is the hardest thing in sports to do. And so you just can't take just that raw athlete, throw him out there on the field, and he's going to be successful. That's another thing that makes the game of baseball just so unique.
Matthias Tallarico, the extra hitter at the plate.
That, and of course the fact that the foul lines are in fair territory.
Yeah.
The foul poles are in fair territory. Shouldn't all that stuff be called fair poles and fair lines?
Never has been the case.
No. I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me why a catcher has to catch a drop third strike.
They caught him in a rundown, and they're going to apply the tag, and they'll take Bird off the base pass, out number 2.
In a 2-1 ball game, Bernie, a small base running mishap like that can really come back to be costly.
Right.
Had that runner in scoring position with 1 out. Now you got nobody on base with 2 outs. It is a quirky game that I love, that is for sure.
Called strike 3. Matthew Tallarico is down on strikes, and the Southies coming back to the plate, trailing by a run. Bottom of the 5th when we come back.
One, two, three, meeting! Oh, boys, let's go. Come on!
All right, here we are, bottom of the 5th inning. Southeast back to the plate, trailing by a run. Let's check in once again with Jade Smith down on the field. Jade?
Thanks, Bernie. We're here with Coach
Gonzalez.
And your team has been doing a really good job being productive at the plate. What are your thoughts about their performance so far?
I mean, I think it all came together the first day. I mean, these guys, in terms of their chemistry and, getting to know each other and stuff, I mean, and each one of them has fed off of one another, and all of that has carried through to, each an individual game that we've played thus far. So I think they've bonded very, very well.
What kind of mindset do you hope to leave your boys with today?
I mean, mindset-wise, I mean, first of all, I just hope they all, have enjoyed the experience of coming out here and playing and going through everything that we've went through and then getting to know each other and stuff. So, I mean, it's been outstanding thus far.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Bernie?
Thank you, Jade. Coach Gonzalez there, bottom of the 5th inning.
Bernie, I don't want to be Captain Obvious here, but the Southeast is kind of running out of time here. It's the bottom of the 5th and scheduled 6-inning ball game. Down to their final 6 outs, still trailing 2-1.
Here's Reed Carroll. He walked in his first at bat. And Jacob Burney on to throw. New pitcher. And he comes in and gets a strikeout. That's what it's all about. Beautiful. Off-speed pitch, 51 miles an hour. And when you can make that change, from in the 70s to the 50s, it's a pretty big difference,
That
right?
is quite a pitch split, yes.
Come on, boys.
Go for it. Go for it.
Go, Jake. Bring that heat, buddy.
Ford Wagner is the hitter. Reached on an error his last time up. And he grounds it over to short. They flip it to first. And 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning.
You know, we mentioned earlier about the pitch counts, Bernie. Reuben Rivera came off the mound. His pitch count was only in the high 60s, and he's allowed 85 in a day. But the difference is he threw 12 pitches yesterday. So his limit was cut down today on what he could throw.
Yep.
So they were forced to change him by rule. And, of course, these coaches, you know, honoring these rules because they realize they're trying to protect these young arms. You know, that's a huge initiative from Major League Baseball now. Commissioner Manford, when he took over, he really wanted to push through those pitch count limits. And USSSA stepping up to the plate, following what the commissioner desires, wanting to help and make sure that we protect against these, you know, arm injuries that are out there and limit these young athletes and what they can throw in a day.
Just a bit inside.
Just a bit. Guess it's a good thing that the Durham Bull wasn't standing back there. Classic baseball movie, Bernie.
It is. We are in the bottom of the 5th. They play 6 innings in the championship game. Doesn't look like we're going to quite start our 13U championship at 11:30 like was suspected, because we did get this one off to a little bit later start.
Well, we didn't. When that schedule was set, we didn't account for having to play an inning, the last inning of the 11 and under championship game this morning.
Beautiful last pitch there. There they are, entering the ballpark. You're going to need to take down the outfield fence. 2-2. Got enough of it to stay alive.
Yep, 13 and 14s are going to play big boy baseball on the full-size regulation Major League field. Probably won't see any home runs in the 13-year-old game, but we did see some 14-year-old home runs earlier in the week in some of the preliminary games, in the pool games, and in the bracket play games. So makes for some great baseball. Of course, both ages, 13 and 14, will be playing 60 foot 6 inches from the mound, 90-foot bases.
Grounded foul.
Jake, he's a no-hitter, buddy.
3-2. Chopped on the ground, and oh my goodness, that should have been the final out of the inning. Instead it'll go as an error as Brian Jones gets to the plate. All right, Brian Jones gets aboard. And we're back to the top of the lineup, and Thomas Lissi now.
There you go, Jake.
An error by the shortstop there. Lissi got aboard back in the first inning, reaching on a walk. A 1. Just off the outside corner.
Be patient, Thomas. You got it.
1-1. This is going to go just fouled on the left field line. If not, that could have been the potential tying run here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
All right, Thomas, you got this, baby. Protect your plate.
Let's go, T. Line drive, baby.
The 1-2.
Way to watch, Thomas.
It's down and outside. It's 2-2. Thomas Lissy
Come on, Thomas, you got it, baby.
getting an opportunity after Brian Jones reached on an air. 2-2 pitch, grounded over to third. They'll flip it to second. No, he's safe. Jones got in there in time, and Lissy is aboard, and so 2 on here in the 5th inning. Here's another look at the play over at second base. Second baseman getting there. Just a footstep too late. Everybody's safe. It looks like they want to talk it over one more time. Grounded to third. Throw was a little bit low. And it still looked like the foot probably got there in time, and the umpires get together and they make the right call. And that will retire the side. So credit the umpires getting together, making the right call, and that'll move us to the 6th inning. It's a 2-1 score.
Funny thing about the overnight success story, it doesn't happen overnight. It starts here. Here. And here. And after all that, you still gotta earn it here.
We're going to wind up in a situation where there's many people that might have been potential major league caliber personnel that get removed altogether because they blew a shoulder out because of damage that they did trying to max out and impress somebody in a in a small environment before they were fully developed.
Beautiful day to enjoy a little baseball here. Two-1. The lead. Top of the 6th inning.
Defense, boys, all the way. Let's go.
This is Zach Quimby leading things off, bottom of the lineup.
Good eye, Zach. Let's
2-0.
Be patient, bud. Be patient. Coming to you when you get it.
Bounce back to the pitcher, and they'll throw over to first and get out number one, getting Quimby, the right fielder. So one away here in the sixth. Aiden Billingsley, 0 for 2, struck out twice. Swinging and looking.
I'm sure the Northwest would like to add just a hair bit of comfort here. Another run or two would be really nice.
Come on now, don't let him push you around.
You know, Bernie, this has kind of turned into an unintentional pitcher's duel. You know, hasn't necessarily been dominated by the pitchers, but it is a low-scoring affair. So you've got to assume that the pitchers have kept it this way. You know, of course, there's been a lot of clutch defense behind them, but both these pitchers, Rivera earlier for the Northwest, he pitched his way out of trouble each and every time.
Line but foul.
Get a hold of it now.
You ready, defense? Expect the ball.
Popped up, and it's going to fall. Billingsley getting a base hit and trying to get the second, and he's out. Oh, wow.
You know, Bernie, if Gonzalez delivers a hit right here, that could come back to loom large for the Northwest.
Wow. 2 outs in here is Gonzalez taking a pitch inside.
Now, back in my playing days, Bernie, I would have never run to second on a play like that. But then again, I was slower than molasses.
Good eye. Take your time.
Relax, Matt.
Dylan Gonzalez struck out, stole a base. He reached on an error and scored back in the first inning. One of the 2 runs for this Northwest.
Go, 3-1.
Right here.
Get it done.
Expect the ball, defense.
That's it.
Ball 4.
There you go.
And now you think about Billingsley, he would have been on second.
Yeah, the Northwest would have runners on first and second with 1 out instead of a runner on first with 2 outs. We won't know how that will loom until after this contest is over, but it could prove to be costly. Then again, it may not. And we may end up with a 2-1 final score. Only time will tell.
All right, defense. Expect the ball.
Reuben Rivera,
Need 1.
he scored the other run on a single in the 4th.
But I will say that this Northwest squad, all week long, they run the bases. Moment he met his team on Sunday afternoon of this week. You know, we're going to run the bases this way, and, you know, sometimes it's going to bite us, but in his opinion, more times than not, it's going to benefit us. Wasting no time with getting a stolen base there. Got that runner back in scoring position.
Nubbed on the infield to second. They throw it to first, and that does retire the side. We move on to the final half inning. Southeast needs a run to tie and 2 to win. right. It is the final half inning of the 12U championship, the first of 3 games we have for you here.
There you go again, Bernie. It's the first. It's actually the second of 3 and a 6th games we have going for us today.
Jade Smith with you. Bernie Gunther, Matt Trebuchet.
Boy, that turf really looks nice and green, doesn't it, Bern?
It does. Got lots of rain.
We got lots of rain last night. It was amazing. Of course, we had went into weather delay and went off the air, and we were just for lightning. And within the matter of 3 minutes from the time we went off the air, the entire diamond was underwater.
It was.
You couldn't even see second base. It was underwater.
The weather a lot better today. As Matthew Padilla comes to the plate, only 30% chance of showers.
Now, Bernie, does that mean it's a 30% chance that it's going to rain, or does that mean it's going to rain in 30% of the places?
30% chance of it raining in the area, I believe, is what it is.
You sure it's not 30% chance of it raining at 30% of the places?
Could be. I'm not sure. I'm not a meteorologist.
Well, but anybody can be a meteorologist. You know, the meteorologists are the only people I know that can fail more times than a Major League Baseball player and still keep their job.
Over to first. That's what you wanted. The leadoff hitter gets aboard. Matthew Padilla leads off the 6th with a single.
That was hustle down the line.
Take another look.
He beat it. Good call by the umpire, right on top of it. Right on top of that play. Excellent call by that USSSA registered umpire.
Jacob Marquin at the plate. Runner going. Padilla to second. The tying run is in scoring position with nobody out. This is where maybe you're just thinking about bunting him over to third.
You know, here's the thing: is it worth giving up the out? And I'm going to tell you what, with this huge backstop here, I would, if it was me, I would not give up the out.
Yep.
I've got to believe that, you know, just right there we had a pass ball, and I'm thinking that a pitch in the dirt where the catcher scrambles, and pretty soon you don't have to give up the out, and he's standing on third. I guess the real theory here is, Bernie, look, he's 140 feet away from home plate. He's 140 feet away. Is being 70 away worth an out? I'm just not sure.
There is a called strike. Makes it 2 balls and 1 strike.
The flip side, of course, is that the Southeast has had trouble today getting the clutch hit with runners in scoring position, so it may be worth moving the runner over and possibly scoring him on a pass ball or a wild pitch.
2-2.
Protect your plate.
Popped up to right field. This still may work the same. Here's the throw coming to third. Chasing over there is Matthew Padilla. And now the tying run is on third base. 1 out.
Hey, way to be smart, Matt.
All right, Alfred, we need it here, baby.
Watch the line drive, Matt.
Got this, brother.
Alfred Hill. Struck out and lined out. He hit the ball sharply his last time, but was doubled up by the shortstop.
All right, Alfred, you ready? Let's go.
That's how you do it.
Don't go chasing. Let it come to you.
No hitter.
Way to watch it.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Tying run over at third. Southeast trying to work their way back here in the final half inning. Tapped on the ground, bobbled, they've tied it. It is 2-2 here in the bottom of the 6th, and now they have a chance to try to get a walk-off winner. Northwest talking things over, runner on first.
Come on, boys, tighten up.
Come on, Southeast. Be patient up there, Ryan. Be patient. Be patient, Ryan. Way to watch it, baby. Way to watch it.
Reuben Rivera with the runner on first.
All right, Ryan, you ready, baby?
1-1.
Relax, Ryan. You got
Come on,
this.
boys, wake up. Let's go.
Be patient. Play it smart.
And another big cut.
Gut check time here for the Northwest, Bernie. Gut check time. Matthias, he's got to bear down and dig deep from within inside. He needs the big strikeout right here.
Oh, wow, they got
caught him leaning, Bernie.
Alfred Hill is out at first.
That's it, buddy. One more strike.
Great move.
You see there, he caught him on the wrong foot. He hesitated, leaned. It was all over.
Oh, wow. And just as quick as they took one off the bases, Reuben Rivera is going to head back to first. He says, I'm all right. Tough kid there.
Come on, Jake.
Good job, Ryan. Here's a ringer right about now. Come on, boys.
Walks off, shaking the cobwebs out. You know what I like to see here, Bernie, is and I don't know if our camera crew can catch that, but the umpire is sitting there talking to him. There we go. Making sure, hey, he's okay. Probably asking him some basic questions. You know, what's your name? How old are you?
Yep.
What team are you playing? You know, just basic questions. We'll know immediately whether additional medical is needed for this young man. And it's obvious in the umpire's judgment he's good to go, and I'm good with that.
Well, that's what they obviously do their best to make sure that the safety of the players is number one. Roman Tolbert at the plate. He singled his last time up.
That's it. All strikes, baby. All strikes.
You know, unfortunately, in the game of baseball, umpires tend to catch a bad rap. You know, I've been doing this for 13-plus years with USSSA and an additional 7 or 8 years beyond that. I've yet to ever see an umpire that purposely walked on the field and said, you know what, I'm going to stick it to that team today.
Yep.
It just doesn't happen that way, you know. But these guys, they take a lot of heat, and not just being in the heat, but they take a lot of heat. It's a tough job, and you know, a lot of baseball fans don't realize that a home plate umpire, you know, he's wearing the same exact gear as the catcher is.
Right.
Of course, his chest protector's underneath his shirt. His shin guards are inside his plate pants. But he doesn't get to go sit down every half inning in the shade and get a water. You know, he has to stay out there he's out there for the entire, 180, 200 pitches of the game.
Yep.
You know, so, gosh, I mean, there's only so much you can expect from a human. You know, there's going to be mistakes that are made. But rest assured, they're not made on purpose.
2-1. Popped up. Travels out of play. Nice little netting system here. I don't know whether when this tournament moves to the Space Coast Stadium, I know that they're working on some new safety measures here. Everybody nice and safe, obviously, with that net in play.
Yeah, I kind of like that net, to be honest with you, Bernie. It really does. Makes that whole seating area behind home plate just, 100% safe, you know? You're not going to worry about anything dropping in on you.
2-2. Top foul. I know one of the biggest improvements is our home plate camera operator, as opposed to being on the rooftop, is going to be down in the air conditioning at the new Space Coast Stadium. So that is going to be a big step forward for him.
And there we go.
There's PJ.
Hey, PJ, wave to the world, big guy. There you go. And he's on the rooftop here at Osceola County Stadium. Bernie's talking about Space Coast Stadium, and for those that may not have heard, USSSA moving their national headquarters.
Bobble by the shortstop. Everybody's safe. Close play at first base, but Roman Tolbert able to beat it out. Another error on the shortstop. And now the championship-winning run is in scoring position as Brian Jordan, who doubled to left field and scored in the second. Their only run before this inning. Can he do it again?
USSSA moving their national headquarters to Vieira Beach, Florida, taking over the what will be the newly renovated Space Coast Stadium. And I say newly renovated because, of course, all the natural turf gone, all synthetic. And I believe 13 or 14 additional fields built there, all synthetic, top of the line Musco lighting, digital scoreboards, the whole thing. And USSSA is going to have the runnings of that facility 365 days a year. So this event, along with a lot of others, will move out there to the Space Coast.
And with it being all turf fields on all the fields, it's going to make a huge difference. On days like yesterday where it rained, we would have been back playing in about an hour over there.
Yeah, we would have had to wait for Mother Nature to suck a little water down below that turf, and we'd have been back on the field playing. It's going to really work out nice.
3-1.
And, a lot of people don't realize, but the Space Coast there between Cocoa and Melbourne, that's the closest beaches to all the theme parks in Orlando. Those are the closest beaches to Disney and Universal and SeaWorld and all that stuff. So not only are you on the beach, you can have a family vacation on the beach.
This one is hit to the gap, and look at this. Southeast comes from behind, and they are the champions. 3-2 the final. Wow. Another big hit by Jordan.
What a comeback by the Southeast squad, Bernie. They've been down since the first inning. Tied it up in the second. The Northwest took the lead in the fourth. And the Southeast has been facing that adversity for the last 2.5 frames. And just like that, they pound out 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to take the championship title back to the Southeast region.
Three, 2. How about Southeast coming from behind to win it? And they are doing a victory lap here.
you know, I had an opportunity to speak to a couple of the parents from the Southeast, and Coach Martinez, he requires win or lose, we're running after the game. You can never run a child too much. It's always good stuff right there, keeping them in shape. Less time in front of the video games, more in time on the baseball field.
Northeast, they were leading all the way to the final half inning. But the Southeast comes back, and they are the 12U USSSA All-American Games champions. What a win and what a hit by Britt Jordan. His second time he came through in this game, doubled and scored the first run. And then Britt Jordan comes through and drives home the game-winning run here in the 6th inning. And what a game, what a win. And the hero of the day, Britt Jordan. Let's take another look at the final swing, opposite field. And what a moment. And Britt Jordan's down on the field with our own Jade Smith. Jade?
Congratulations, you did great today, coming in clutch for your team twice. What do you think about your performance today?
I think it was good. It was 100%, I guess. I don't know. I just did what I did.
Can you walk us through your at-bat?
What do you mean?
Like, can you tell us, you know, if you were looking outside? I mean, how did you square up the ball?
I was just looking for a perfect pitch, 3-1.
How proud are you of your team right now for winning the championship game?
Very proud.
All right, thank you so much. Congratulations again. Bernie.
Thank you, Jade. A man of few words, but he carries a big stick.
Jade has interviewed 3 or 4 of these players in this championship game, and every one of them were young men of few words. Makes it a little difficult sometimes.
But a big win here for the Southeast. They are the All-American champions, 3-2 the final. We'll take a break as they adapt the field and get it ready for the 13U championship. For Matt Trebuchet, Jade Smith, and our entire crew. Bernie Guthrie saying so long for now from Osceola County Stadium. We'll have 13U championship coming your way shortly here